401k, traditional IRA, Roth IRA. Too much. I'm just already overwhelmed at this job. I just want to know which one is the best for me, that's gonna make me rich, and what I need to do, and how much I need to put in it, and just call it a day. That was me at my first corporate job. But I didn't realize that I was not only leaving money on the table, but not taking advantage of the power of understanding how money works in my favor to build wealth for myself. You just gotta do it scared. Roth IRA versus 401k versus traditional IRA. Which one will make you rich? And what are these accounts all about? I got you. See, these accounts are set up to help you save for retirement, but to truly benefit, you gotta know the rules. This is an expensive game, and you gotta make sure you know the rules in order to play well. Because if not, you could be missing out on an opportunity to have $1 million waiting for you at retirement. After maxing out my 401k, I started with investing in ETFs consistently. I've got a video on some really good ETFs to look out for. I did the research, I highlighted the key things that you need to look out for when you're looking for an ETF. I'll put that video at the end for you, so stay tuned. So this coworker of mine that I bothered to teach me back in the day showed me some of these really key basics, and I leveraged compound interest to grow my portfolio across different investment accounts. And in just a few years, the money that had grown in my investment account gave me that cushion that I needed to be able to jump into real estate. That today I'm sitting on a real estate portfolio worth over $1.5 million built in just under 2 years. And here's where I really want you to start thinking about your own wealth. The growth of your ETF portfolio could build a real estate portfolio, and the earnings from your real estate portfolio could in turn grow your ETF portfolio. Hey, get in the game. Okay, I like to keep things simple. When we're talking about a retirement account, do you remember that brick game that we used to play when we were kids on that what is it, hand game thing? Tetris, I think, where like you move the bricks and you have to like put it in the right place, and then when it all aligns, the line moves out, and then you keep taking the bricks and moving them in the right places to place them and get them aligned. Okay, do you see how you had to be very intentional on how you were moving the bricks and making sure it aligned so that you'd be able to gain more points? Think of those points that you accrued as securing your future. And the more that you lay the bricks as much as possible, in this case, putting money aside to contribute to any of your retirement account, you're creating the building blocks to be able to secure your future. So let's take each of them. 401k. A 401k is a retirement savings account that's offered at many jobs. You can only sign up for this type of account at your job. Now, it only allows you to save and invest some of your paycheck before you pay taxes on it. So that means that you end up paying a little less in taxes now. So when they ask you at your job, Rosie, do you want to invest in the 401k? You're gonna say it depends. Why? I want you to hear the pros and cons and why I say this. Hold on. So with the pros of a 401k, you can actually put a lot more in there each year. If you're comparing it to, let's say, the Roth IRA or the traditional IRA, you can put more money in your 401k. You can actually contribute up to $23,000 if you're under 50, and an extra $7,500 if you're over 50. And another good thing, you end up paying less taxes now, and your money grows tax-free until retirement. This is what they call pre-tax contribution. Another benefit of the 401k, yes, it can actually be like a loan option for you. Yes, in case of like an emergency, you can borrow from your 401k. And if you're even leaving the job, there's a time frame in which you can take your 401k back. But do not do that. I'm gonna have to make an in-depth video about this. I did get a question about this on what you should do with your 401k when you're leaving a company. Definitely don't take it out to buy a new car. I'll make a video on this, so make sure to subscribe and like this video too, because if you're leaving a company, there are really important and specific things that you have to do to make sure that your 401k is now poised to be able to become the next millionaire account for you come retirement. Yet another benefit of the 401k is that your employer will match it. Remember when I asked you to ask your HR about your 401k? Can you choose what bucket to invest it in? Does it have employee match with it? These are all things and more in depth that you should be having conversations with your HR to learn about your benefit. Because if your employer offers an employee match, you should know about it and to get into it. If it wasn't for that first corporate coworker that I had who brought awareness to it for me, I would have been sitting there leaving money on the table. Basically, money that the company is giving you to add on to what you're investing in your 401k. The employer match for me in the 401k is such a big deal. So much so, listen to this, so much so that now that I have come to understand fully the investment vehicles that I have accessible to me, if my employer is not matching my 401k, I'm not going to be investing in a 401k. Woo. Did you hear? If my employer is not matching my 401k, I'm not going to be investing in a 401k. Just because it's available to me at the job doesn't mean I'm going to hop on it. Here's what you're going to do when I say ask HR what's going on. Ask them the investment accounts that they have it in. What portfolio is it? What are the fees that are associated with it? These are all things that you should know about your 401k, because I bet you going and learning more about your 401k, you will find fees that are affiliated with it. That if you were just to create a Roth IRA or even invest in a traditional IRA or even create your own brokerage account and invest that way with ETFs that have solid history, low expense ratios, I am bound to make money in the long run than to just dump my money in a 401k just because a company offers it. Are y'all glued in? So we moved into the not so good things about the 401k. We talked about fees. Now let's talk about the limited options that you have to invest with your 401k. Unlike the other options where you get to choose which allocation and which type of investments you'd want to invest in, with the 401k, you're banking on the job's group decision to do your investments for you. So that limits the options in which you can invest with your 401k. It wasn't until later, learning from that coworker back in the day, I'm gonna have to call him my millionaire next door, because he's the one that said you gotta call HR because you can change the allocation bucket that your money goes in, which was phenomenal because it's not all companies that offer this option where you can remove your money from where the general public has it and put it somewhere else. Because if you think about it, in a general employment environment, the age range is gonna be a bit higher. So the organization as a whole could be investing in safer options or even mutual funds. We'll go more in detail about all the different options that are available. But being younger and leveraging time, I could choose a more aggressive portfolio for me to be able to play a little high risk, high reward, because I have time in the market to leverage that to grow. And this is what they mean when they say time in the market, which is the amount of time you spend in the market. The more time you have in the market, the better is better than timing the market, right? You're waiting. Just like how you're waiting to click the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button and come in here. Let's talk money, okay? Let's get our money together. Another not so good thing about the 401k is the withdrawal penalties. You're basically putting money in tax-free, right? Because it's your pre-tax contributions. Therefore, if you're pulling money out before you're about 59 and a half, you're gonna get some serious penalties to it. This is why when you leave a company, if you don't know what to do with the 401k yet, just leave it there. Leave it there. You can always find it. Just ask HR which company that they invest in. A lot of the big companies do Fidelity, some might do Vanguard, the other institutions. It's there. It's just there chilling. And then once you know how you can transfer it over into a space that will allow for it to grow even better for you, you do that. But I am begging you, do not cash out your 401k. I don't care if you're moving out of state for a job. I don't care if transition's not happening. Continue to grow that money, because I tell you that money is not going to be so transformative when you go and cash out so early that you couldn't have done without it and just continue with your life and allow that money to benefit you in the future. They say you'll face a 10% penalty plus taxes if you pull it out before 59 and a half. Now, even though I've pleaded with you to not take your money out of your 401k until you know what to do with it, but I said until you know what to do with it, guess what? I've taken all my money out of my 401k. I'll tell you why. Stay tuned. Okay, another not so good thing I think with the 401k. Once you hit 73, you're gonna have to start taking money out of it, even if you don't need it. They call it a required minimum distribution. So basically, this forces you to take money out of it and get taxed on it. Oh, and because you put in pre-tax dollars in your 401k, when you're retired and you're taking money out of it, guess what? Taxes are gonna come like, woo, taxes on the back end, taxes on all of your profits and gains. Yeah, so if I was as well versed as I am now, what I would have done back then actually was whatever the company was maxing me at in terms of their contribution to my 401k, I would have just only contributed that amount. That's it. I wouldn't have gone up to whatever the extra amount was. Then I would have taken that money that I was already going to invest it. Now it's going to be after tax dollars, but then I would have taken it and tossed it into my brokerage account, tossed it into my Roth IRA, and grown it out that way. I think for me, given where I was and what I know now, that would have been an even more stronger strategy to double down on building my wealth. What do you think? This is an interesting topic to discuss in terms of how best to leverage 401k that you're basically not consumed at the end of it when you're pulling out and you're having to pay all these crazy taxes on it. As an entrepreneur, understanding how to leverage investment options is crucial. So I told you I took all my money out of my 401k, fees and all. I decided to pull all my money out of my 401k, and let me tell you, Fidelity was not happy. I didn't know they'd be this pressed when you say, hello, give me all my money. And they're like, huh? No. What are you doing with your money? Let us keep it for you. I'm not about to fight you about my money. Give me my money. But here's what I did before that. I calculated. Because here I am building a real estate portfolio and understanding where my risk is, where my reward is, where my investments are, where my growth is. And now that I fully understand the fees that were associated with the 401k that I had, and I calculated the cash flow of my real estate business, the growth projection of my business, the cash flow of the first phase of the real estate business that I had already built, and projected that, it would have made me way more money. My net worth would have grown so much faster here with real estate than it just sitting in my 401k. So I made the executive decision to shift the funds over and do that. Did it cost me in taxes? Yes. Did it cost me in fees? Yes. But the earnings, even for my real estate, far exceeded that. And to top it off, what's the best way to hedge tax benefits in your favor? Real estate. Hello, are you seeing what I'm putting down? And now I'm not with a company that matches contributions anymore. So now I need to leverage those accounts like my Roth IRA, like my brokerage account, my real estate portfolio, and really put things in place to make sure that it is growing in my favor, minimizing the cost as much as possible and positioning me to reduce my tax burdens in the future. Hey!
You got it.
So now my real estate portfolio becomes a pillar of my retirement strategy. And you just can't beat the benefits. You got cash flow, you got equity growth, and you have tenants and organizations paying down your mortgage, your loan. Oh, and by the way, having a great accountant and an amazing attorney. Shout out to my attorney. I'm gonna have to send him this video. He's such a sweet old man. But yeah, having a great attorney and a good accountant is essential to keep everything on the up and up. So who's a 401k best for? Those that have the employer match, high earners who want to save a lot for retirement, and those expecting to be in a lower tax bracket at retirement, so that, you know, the taxes don't hit as hard. But we need to make another conversation about that because now we've got Medicare and all this other stuff. Next up, traditional IRA. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. So you set this account up on your own with any financial institution that offers it. Banks, credit unions, brokerage firms. The traditional IRA is similar to the 401k in the sense that you can put money in this account before they take taxes out, potentially lowering the amount of tax that they're going to be taking from you today. But with a traditional IRA, since you are setting it up yourself, you get to choose what you're going to invest in. So this is huge because if you do it properly, and let's say you invest in low cost index funds like ETFs, you can actually very easily outpace the earnings of a 401k portfolio. So you're paying less in taxes today and you're allowing more of your money to grow in the account. This is actually how a couple of my private investors gave me funding for real estate, where I was able to partner with them, get into some properties, and pay them an interest through the IRA. And when that was done, refi out and pay them the balances. They made some good interest off of me. So some of the pros of a traditional IRA: your investments grow without being taxed until you withdraw it. You have the potential of tax deductions now, and you have more investment options than your 401k. So the not so good thing about traditional IRAs, they have lower contribution limits. The amount of money that you can put in it, it's about $6,000 per year now. And if you were 50, it goes up to $7,000. And your taxes that are due, you pay taxes on it on withdrawals in retirement. So who's a traditional IRA best for? This type of IRA would be good for you if you think you'll be in a lower income bracket during retirement, or you have a strategy going where you'd rather value tax deductions now. Now my favorite, the Roth IRA. You set this up yourself with any brokerage firm that offers it. You use your after-tax dollars, so the part of your paycheck that actually comes in your bank account. It grows tax-free because you've already paid taxes on it, and the best part, you're not paying taxes in retirement. That whole growth you're getting over 30, 40 years, you're not paying any taxes on it. I've actually made a special video on ETFs to look out for to invest in your Roth IRA specifically. So make sure you like this video, subscribe, of course, because we're going to work. Your sis has put in work. Why are you peeking through the window? When are you going to come in and have all the fun? Come on in. And I'll put a video at the end so that you can check it out. So some of the pros of a Roth IRA that I talked about: tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals at retirement. And you can withdraw your contributions anytime with no penalty. Now, not the earnings and your growth, your contributions, because your contributions had already been taxed. So if you had put $5,000 in there and you're like, I want my $5,000 back, even though it had made a profit of a few $100s, you can leave that sitting there and you can take your $5,000 back at no fee or cost to you. The not so good thing with the Roth IRA still is the lower contributions. When something is good, they're going to cap it. And right now it's just lower contribution limits. I think right now it's maxed at $7,000 for us. And there's not really any immediate tax benefit in the now, right? Because you've already paid the taxes on that money that you ended up putting or contributing into your Roth IRA. So who's a Roth IRA good for? Well, young investors or those looking or expecting to be in a higher tax bracket in the future. There are income limits that apply with the Roth IRA on top of that, but there are also different options like the backdoor Roth IRA. If you want me to break all this down, let me know. I'll go in depth, do more research, and I'll bring you the information in a simple, digestible manner. Okay, so I found this out, so I want to confuse you a little bit. Yes, confuse you, because here we're going to school. Some companies actually offer a Roth 401k. What do you think that is? Let me know in the comments. We've gone through what a 401k is, and we've gone through what a Roth IRA is. So what would a Roth 401k be? Let me know in the comments. Kind of cool. So which one of the accounts that we talked about is best suited to make you rich? A 401k, a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA? The answer, it depends on you. But the key is starting and being consistent. Here's what you're gonna do. Continue to educate yourself on these options. Start investing, even if it's a small amount, and be consistent with it. Understand your investments and their cost. That is really a secret part that people don't realize. They might hear how fancy or how great, even with ETFs, you look at the history like, oh, this is good, but do you know how much it's costing you to own it? Consider low-cost index funds like ETFs. This is the home of ETFs. If you're looking to grow your portfolio wisely and make some good money, you are in the right place. Oh, and I heard you guys, and I created the ultimate ETF guide. I'm going to put the link in the description for you. It is accessible and available to everybody. So go ahead and grab it. Grab it and understand the fundamental, the basics. I've had some folks reaching out to me wanting even more step by step. So I'm putting something together. Get on that email list so when I do put something out, you'll be the first to know. I am excited about this journey for you. And don't rely solely on others. I am just one dot of an information point, just like any other platform that you listen to. I know that not having all the information can make it hard for you to make the move, but gather the information and use that to make a well-informed decision for yourself. Be empowered to be in the driver's seat of your own financial future. Building wealth is a marathon. marathon, and I know you're getting that mindset on, because that's how you're going to be consistent in every single month, every single bi-weekly, putting something towards your investment account. The best time to start was yesteryear. The next best time is right now. I want to see you in the comments saying, I have taken my investment seriously. I'm understanding some of the fundamentals, and I have just gone. I'm taking action. I'm taking ownership of my own finances. I believe in the power that you have to change your financial life. Finances should never be a headache for us. We should be able to breeze through that. We should be able to put our skills to work and be able to steward the money so it grows and doubles for us. We should be able to have the flexibility of taking a year off because we need to take a break. We need to go on sabbatical. We need to do whatever we need to do and continue to build our skill set in the marketplace for us to continue to grow our wealth. I believe in you. Check out this video I put here for you because I know you will enjoy it. But around here, you know we do it scared. You know we do it scared. You know we do it scared.